Welcome to Fight and Focus, your home for all things fighting. On this week's episode, you'll see top-level boxing, Muay Thai, and pro wrestling. The boxing stars of LA Fight Club lace up the gloves one more time. Ring of Honor Wrestling gives you a match for the television title between Silas Young and Kenny King. Kunlun will take you into the fast-paced world of Muay Thai. Watch the return of a legend as all-time great Buakaw Bunchamak collides with Nayanish Imad. Hang on tight and don't blink. And remember, fight like you mean it. You're watching Kunlun 69, Bunchamak vs. Imad.
ยินดีต้อนรับนักมวยมุมแดงนักมวยไทยฮีโร่เป็นนักมวยที่เข้าดังนาน
Do you think he
ชัก
knows
มวย
Super Wong
ตั้
got
งแต่
knocked
เป็น
out?
โคว
Of course
ชนะ
he
ทุ
knows,
กม
right?
วยเป็นสมบัติของคนไทย
He has to know
เขา
now.
ก็คือพวกเขาบัญชาเม
angry?
นะครับ
Is he out for blood?
Hopefully. He's not looking to go to the distance.
Yeah, sure.
Your referee, Mao Jing-yu.
This is set up for a scintillatingly interesting fight. There's no question.
I have a lot of friends in the States that always talk to me about Buakaw's jaw, and I'm always like, oh, it's Count Yao. He just ate so much sticky rice that it was able to strengthen that jaw to the point where it comes out as a target, if you will, as an open target for the gloves, for these Venom gloves. But I'll tell you what, not many have ever laid it on the chin of Buakaw to put him away.
You remember we called his fight last year on All-Star Fight?
Yes.
When he, live on Fox Sports.
Oh,
he
yes.
was fighting Sergey. How he dominates that center circle.
Yes. His ring control is amazing.
And rarely leaves it unless he wants to.
Correct.
To me, that's beautiful.
Well, I was also there for the first K1 in Pattaya.
Yes.
When he
so
fought
was I.
Enrico Kell.
Long time ago.
Yeah, and again, although he technically lost that because he wouldn't go on to fight extra rounds, personally, everybody that was there knows what went down.
Sure.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
Here we go. Round number one. Main event, 70 kilograms. The Congo versus Thailand.
And you can see the height distance. I mean,
It's
that's a
almost-
distance.
It's almost 10 miles.
Yeah. And he's dancing.
Dancing like a Congolese. Are we going to see the upset of the year? And we're only in the month of January, so I use that wisely, or unwisely, some might say.
February, we're in February.
Oh, God, we are.
Yeah.
My goodness.
What is it, Doc?
Fight!
So high. The lion looking like a gazelle, a giraffe.
No, I'm watching that. He's leaving himself open. So, it's actually kind of an awkward looking stance.
It
he
is,
has.
and by the way, Iman isn't supposed to do this. Iman's not supposed to give this respect.
No.
And if he does, he's gonna get pounced on.
He's going down.
The lion's gonna become a lamb.
But he's so quick off that back foot, Iman, with those flying knees.
Yeah.
That's where he needs to. That's what he's got to do. He cannot show this Buakaw. Forget about his pedigree. Forget about who he is. Forget about the writing on his
completely.
shorts. You cannot show him this respect. We're a minute and a half into the first round.
And he needs to hit more.
I can't understand Spanish, John. Can you understand?
Lo siento, solamente puedo decir hola como estás. I can. What is going on in my head though is Buakaw is all overhand right now.
Yeah, and he's doing what he does in every fight. As he gets older, he knows himself his agility and speed in terms of feet.
There it
movement.
is.
Whoa!
There it is. That might be it.
He's going to get up
That
for
might be it.
Oh,
That might be it.
Four,
That
five,
easily could be it.
six,
He's going out of the rings.
He's done. The referee's got to stop it either way.
Man,
Wow.
man, that just happened.
Good night.
That just happened.
Good, God bless. That's the end of that.
He's asking why, but
We're
I
going
can
to
tell
see
you
why.
why.
Exactly.
Wow. Now, again, they're all celebrating already. I'm telling you, though, you were talking about it right before it landed. Buakaw knows himself, knows how good a fighter is, and knows what his strength is, so he doesn't dart in anymore. He goes in, and he wants to land those shots. That was choreographed.
John,
You could see it from a mile away.
He has written the book.
Yeah.
And he was just flipping the pages there, deciding which paragraph to read. And the paragraph was, I'm just going to wait for this kid to make a mistake and leave himself open.
Capitalize.
Which he had done about 20 times in that round. And then bang, good night. God bless.
But I'm telling you, he threw that punch from the hip. Let's see it again. Boom.
Yeah.
Like I said, did you see it?
Yeah.
He had already thrown it. He had already cocked it back. And then he had to toss it out again.
He knew that the minute
Look.
the punch was thrown, it was good. It was over.
From the hip.
Yeah, it's done.
Like a cowboy, like a Western. The John Wayne of Muay Thai. Buakaw Bunchamek. Just finishing off another very strong opponent. Somebody that we thought could stay in the fight.
That's just what I'm about to say. I have to say I'm bitterly disappointed, not by what Buakaw just did, but by the way Iman allowed himself not to get into that fight in a
he didn't put himself
more
at all.
aggressive fashion. I'm not taking away anything from what Buakaw just did.
Well, speaking of the Buakaw book, as he's looking so lovely while he's just chilling, the next chapter in that book, Yadson Clay sitting there.
Or Marat.
Or Marat. Marat called him out.
Yeah. I think the problem with the Yadson Clay fight is the money.
Yes.
That both sides want.
Yes.
Let's be honest, the money is astronomical for Muay Thai or kickboxing.
Yeah.
The
I think a
winner
more realistic
by
fight
knockout,
is the Marat
the
fight.
red corner.
Up next, LA Fight Club, Valerio versus Castro. This is LA Fight Club, Valerio versus Castro.
Downtown Los Angeles.
As you can see, Valerio is the younger man and the much bigger man. Valerio, 11 years younger at age 22, 5 inches taller, and his wingspan is 10 inches longer.
Bell rings. We're underway. This one, 6 rounds in the featherweight division. Edgar Valerio, there you see with his name across his belt, black and gold trim, take on southpaw Emmanuel Castro. Manny goes by. Valerio 7-0, 4 KOs. Steve mentioned in an opening, he's back with his trainer, Ricky Hesia. Had a fight recently where they split up, and he went and worked with former world champion Pocket Rocket Wayne McCullough. But Hesia, Steve, as you wrote extensively on UCN Live, this is a group, a fighter and a trainer that should be together.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and you can go throughout history. There are certain fighters and trainers that certainly have a chemistry. It's something that is very hard to develop. And in talking to Edgar Valerio during that 4 or 5 month period of estrangement, he'll tell you that he was a little bit of a lost soul as related to boxing.
Hesia didn't want to get the details too much. We said, it's misunderstanding.
When you say misunderstanding, it's boxing. Usually it's about money.
And that's why you guys talk about that subject. And I just say a misunderstanding.
Yeah, they misunderstood what percentage he was going to get. And as soon as Ricky Hazy got his 10% and a written contract, they started to understand each other much better than they had before.
But Valerio even said that he turned 22 now, and he said he's growing up, maturing, and realized that after his last fight, there was something missing there. No knock on Wayne McCullough, but he felt more comfortable with Hesia. He said it was growing up for both of them.
Beto, the one thing that I found interesting is there are certain trainers who believe once you leave the gym, I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to talk to you. It's a place of work that once you leave the office, I'll let you have your time off. Ricky Hazy is certainly a very hands-on trainer, and Edgar Valerio told me that he missed those evening phone calls when they'd go over their sparring sessions or just generally to talk about the philosophy of boxing.
Valerio in the black, the orthodox fighter, landing the bigger shots here in the opening round against Emmanuel Castro, who's 33 years old. 2-2 in his career with 2 KOs. His last fight, Castro injured his ankle in the second round, continued to fight with the distance. That was against Titus Williams in December last year. Was suspended because of the injury, and the commission said you have to. He said it was broken. He continued to fight in that fight after he floored him in the first round.
That says something about his character.
Went to Lincoln High, did Castro here in Lincoln Heights, same high school as Leo Santa Cruz. Valerio from South Central went to Taft High in the Valley. LA Unified are going at each other here tonight. Good jab landed by Manny in the black. Final seconds of the opening round is scheduled for 6. Our opening bout at the sold-out Velasco Theater in downtown Los Angeles. Edgar Valerio sat down with the Ring TV Live camera. Nessa, they call him because his parents are from Nezahualcóyotl, México, en el estado de México. Saludos a toda la familia que está mirando allá. Y también un feliz cumpleaños a Rosario, la mamá de Eduardo Valerio. It's his mom's birthday. Rosario, who's in attendance today, it's her birthday. Nessa, from, I can repeat that again. Nezahualcóyotl, Estado de Mexico, near Mexico City.
Okay.
That's where his mom and dad are from, and they're watching us over there. So say hola, Steve.
Hola.
Emmanuel Castro, father of a 10-year-old Julia, has a tattooed on his right forearm. He's watching also. Good scrap breaking out here between these two fighters.
Castro is showing he didn't come here to lay down tonight. He is in there, trying to close the distance when he can, and he's letting his hands go when he's in range.
Yeah, and he's fought most of this second round out of an orthodox stance. I'm not so sure what type of adjustments Valerio's going to make. I know Hazia, out of the southpaw stance, believes that the big punch, not the straight right hand. He says that as experienced southpaw himself during his own days fighting, he said he could always see the right hand. It was really the left hook, but again, we see the second round. Orthodox stance here for Emmanuel Castro.
Edgar Valerio with the black with the yellow. He all over Southern California. He trains with Hessia in his backyard in Whittier, but he goes to get sparring done in Maywood sometimes, and that's where Emmanuel Castro works out of, the Maywood Boxing Club. So they know of each other, but they don't know each other.
That's a tough gym.
Right hand landed by Castro.
No good, no good.
I would say right now, Castro is doing the Maywood Boxing Club proud. And against the ballyhoo prospect, a guy who practically dwarfs him. And he's hanging in there.
Boxing runs in the family of Emmanuel Castro. His dad really heavily into the martial arts. His brother, Freddie Castro, boxed. Started really taking it serious at the age of 18. But he was running around with the wrong crowd, was shot in the leg twice. Had to undergo 3 surgeries. He was out of it for 3 to 4 years. Setbacks. Finally put his life back in order. Here he is now as a professional trying to make up for lost time.
Beto, we have, I believe, a cut over the left eye right on the side of Edgar Valerio.
Yeah, it's in the corner.
Watch your head.
If it does start to dribble blood, it shouldn't dribble directly into the eye, but it's worth keeping an eye on. No pun intended.
Right landed by Castro. Manny Castro in the final seconds of the second round, looking good here in a fight that's scheduled for 6 with Edgar Valerio. Our co-feature tonight, Christian Chipa Gonzalez takes on Jonathan Corrales. Chipa undefeated, 14-0.
Biggest fight of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Gonzalez walking in with his brother Aldo here and his father, who is his trainer. And right now it's going to be up to the crime-fighting cut man, Mike Rodriguez, to see the work he can do in that corner of Edgar Valerio.
For now, HBO pay-per-view.
LA Fight Club continues after the break. You're watching LA Fight Club on Fight and Focus.
The southpaw stance lands that right. This is exactly what Valerio said he was expecting from Castro. That coming forward, put the pressure on him.
Castro's landing with more frequency in the opening 30 seconds of this third round than he has in the previous 2 rounds combined.
No, I do think that the aggression of Castro has really knocked Valerio back on his heels. When we've seen Valerio at his best, he's on his front foot, coming forward, downhill, getting a lot of leverage with his power punches. One thing that Hazio wanted was he wanted his guy to step to his left and be able to throw that left hook against the southpaw. Now, he's in the southpaw stance now. What about Valerio? I think he's being offset and being really thrown off kilter, but I think the physical strength of Castro was able to knock him back on his heels a little bit.
And make sure you use the hashtag RingTVLive. Let us know where you're watching on this Labor Day weekend. Sal Sanchez in the San Fernando Valley. He's 1-0 the pro. He's watching. Thank you, Sal. Also, Sal Carrillo driving up on the 710. Stuck in traffic, trying to make it. Watching from his car.
That's very
dedication.
Be very careful, Mr. Boxing Guru. Keep your eyes on the road.
Oh, he has to drive it. All right. Halfway through the third round, Manny Castro is not laying down. He came here for a scrap.
And Valerio momentarily switches to a southpaw stance.
You ever seen him do that?
This is the first time that I've noticed. I thought he was lining up his left hook over the right jab of Castro. He partially landed it a few times before trying to switch up himself. But he's definitely getting hit more in this round 3 than he did in the previous 2 rounds.
4th fight of the year for Kidnessa Edgar Valerio. The first round knockouts, we were impressed. He smoked him here at the Velasco. Then against Harold Reyes, he went the distance 6 rounds. I was like, hey.
And Beto, speaking of that fight, Hazio was not in the corner for that fight. He said, it looks like he got knocked back on his heels there. But Hazio did say in that fight he thought technically that his fighter regressed without him, really started to fall back in some prior bad habits. And I think he's having a real tough go of it here tonight.
Body shot landed by Valerio.
The thing is, Valerio is landing very hard punches. He's not putting his punches together in combination. But I think the fact that Castro was still here, it really speaks to his own toughness, his chin.
You know, I think Valerio's figured out one thing. If you're going to open up Castro, you may want to invest downstairs. He's landed some good left hooks to the body here in round number 3.
Good fight between Valerio and Castro. Velasco Theater on Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah. Now, what a way to kick off the night right here on the round of applause for these fighters right now.
La Hoya de Tijuana. Antonio Tony Gutierrez, he's 22-1, takes on Puerto Rico's Jorge Melendez. That's our main event 5 fights from now, but right now it's a good scrap between Edgar Valerio and Emmanuel Castro. There you see the cut man, Mike working right now. You see Hesia in that corner.
Castro stalking Valerio, knocked him back into the ropes. It was a left hook, Steve, that landed, or maybe it was a left cross, depending on his stances, which switched back and forth during this fight.
And using that hashtag RingTVLive, just like Frank Espinoza Jr. is doing, boxing manager. Out there, the Bishop Amat alum. 4th round, how do you have it after 3, Doug?
I have it 29-28 for Edgar Valerio. I scored rounds 1 and 2 for Valerio, and I scored round 3 for Castro.
And I have the exact same score, except me and Doug differ on the way we scored rounds 2 and 3. I think we're very close. Halfway through, Doug, I think Valerio, there's going to come a time he's going to have to start to step forward and take some of the physical activity away from Castro by backing him up.
I agree, and I think he needs to step forward with his jab. To me, he started this fight out a little bit too defensively minded. And I think Valerio is at his best when he's an aggressive, come-forward boxer.
Edgar Valerio, 22 years old, South Central, Los Angeles. That's where he was raised. Mentioning with the Taft High, that's in the Valley. He used to get up at 5 o'clock every single day for 4 years, catch the 5:50 bus to get to school on time. Wanted to run cross country, wanted to play soccer after school. His dad said, no, you can't, because you got to get on that bus 2 hours, come back home, and we're going straight to the gym. And that's what he's been doing. See that long tail that he has, that rat tail? He reads the Bible every single day. He read the passage about Samson a few years ago, and he said, that's it, I'm not going to cut that tail.
All right.
So Samson is who he thinks is giving him his power. So he's got to dig into that hair right now,
Yeah.
use some of that power here against Emmanuel Castro.
Yeah, he's having a hard time with Castro because Castro isn't just durable and rugged and game. He's awkward and he's tricky. I think it's hard to anticipate what Castro's going to do next.
No, also he's smothering Valerio, and Valerio is one of those long limb punchers that needs to unfurl his arms to really be comfortable. And for much of this fight, even on round 4, I think he's having some moments here. See, his back is on the ropes, and he's basically punching off of his heels.
Mentioned the height difference. Valerio 5'11", Castro 5'6".
Castro got a nice right cross in while Valerio's back was to the ropes.
More blood from the left eyebrow of Valerio, who's in the corner for the first time that I've seen in his 4 fights this year. Left eye is swelling up. He's poking at it. And Manny Castro keeps coming with the pressure. Hit squat on the back of his trunks. What he's doing right now.
Steve, I agree with you. Valerio needs to nail Castro at arm's length. The power, the pop comes at the end of his punches. He's got a good left hook and he's got good crosses and body shots in close, but he gets his best leverage when he's fully extended.
Doug, I get the sense he's going to have to land something that if it doesn't change the fight, it has to make Castro understand there's a price to be paid, and thus far, he has not landed that shot.
Really quick, ladies and gentlemen, the fans, we'd like to ask you to please refrain from flash photography. The fighters are complaining about flash. So if you want to take pictures, please turn on your flash. The fighters are
Don't go anywhere. LA Fight Club will be back after this. Welcome back to LA Fight Club, Valerio versus Castro.
This fight has been fought with Edgar Valerio backing up, circling the perimeter of the rim, and his back to the ropes. Not really conducive to power punching.
Ryan Garcia said he's watching these fights. Valerio needs to step it up. Got Monroe, the photographer, on his way. Everybody's watching on the freeway right now.
Okay,
oh, that LA traffic.
There it is.
Well, that's true.
But saying that Valerio needs to step it up, we're in the 5th round.
Well,
Yes.
no, here's the other thing. He needs to step forward, Beto. I think he needs to make a decision to cross the line in the sand, start breaching the airspace, and start controlling the distance by having him come forward. I think he's got to start taking the lead in this fight.
Undefeated Valerio, 7-0, 4 KOs. He's in the black and yellow.
You said it right there, Steve. He needs to start taking the lead. He hasn't been the leader in this fight. He's allowed Castro to bring the fight to him, thereby dictating the tempo of the fight.
And Beto, you make a great point. If this is an 8 or 10 rounder, there would still be plenty of time here, but we now have less than 5 minutes of action remaining scheduled in this fight.
Emmanuel Castro fought in 2009, twice in 2010. That's when he got into trouble, and he came back in 2015. This doesn't look like a dude who's had any kind of ring rust. That sparring or that work that he gets at the Maywood boxing.
I'm telling you, that is a tough gym, and
That's
he's repping
Fite
it.
right there.
Yeah. He's repping Maywood. And that boxing club for the last 10 years has been known as a place where folks get the best sparring, particularly in the featherweight to lightweight divisions.
Well, isn't that where Rogers is working at?
Yes, absolutely. With Rudy Hernandez, and I still remember 4 or 5 years ago, that is where a young Leo Santa Cruz cut his teeth. Good body shot there by Valerio.
2 of them by Valerio.
And you see that, Beto? He hit those shots coming forward with leverage, and it came downhill.
And those body shots got to Castro, 2 of them by Valerio. Now he's got some space to work.
Right. Now that he has Castro second guessing that pressure, he needs to take advantage of that and land 1-2s right down the pipe.
Valerio managed by Joel De La Hoya, promoted by Oscar De La Hoya. He himself had a few years when he didn't box. Sat out a couple because he was a man we didn't like, so that's it. Came back in 2016. Valerio's dad, Rafael, in the corner also. They took his son to the gym. Youngster. Oh, a clash of heads there.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Oh, a big cut
More
on the,
blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
And
big
it's
cut of
Valerio.
Valerio. And you heard and you saw that one, and immediately a big gush of blood came out of Valerio's eyebrow.
No, it's a big cut.
He's telling them good.
Check it out.
Wayne's like, you can't say you're good when you can't see what's on your face.
Well, he may not be able to feel it, but
Huh?
Wayne Hedgepath can see it, and it's really pouring out.
Doctor saying she's stopping it, it's over.
No, it's too bad. It's too bad. It's a real bad cut. Calm down. Calm down.
Doctor jumped in right away.
Yeah,
and said,
I think it's a good idea because I think a blood vessel.
Bad gas.
Yeah, I think an artery or blood vessel was open because it's spurting out.
and there you see Castro. So what happens now because it stopped?
Well, I believe we have to score the round. And
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I had it 38-38 coming into this round.
As did I.
I don't know how you had it, but I do think Edgar Valerio was winning the fifth.
Yeah, I would score the fifth round for Valerio, probably on the strength of those body punches. But it wasn't by a punch. Valerio shouldn't be too upset. It wasn't. It was an accidental headbutt, which means we're going to go to a technical decision. We're going to go to the scorecards.
And here you see that was the clash right there. First a punch.
Bam!
Oh.
Wow! Yeah. Oh.
Oh, it opened up bad right away.
It's like a horror movie, like a slasher film.
It was stopped at 2:54 of the fifth round. Final seconds to go. So you score, Steve, you say you score the entire round.
You know, guys, this is why so many managers and matchmakers are hesitant to put in young fighters with southpaws. Because number one, they're difficult. Number two, stuff like that could happen. But on the flip side, Doug, how else did you get experience unless you actually face them?
Exactly.
You heard Valerio telling the doctor, don't stop it, don't stop it. That's that attitude you like to have. But, oh, my goodness. Oof. See that gash quickly. Let's go to the scorecards.
All right, I have Valerio by 1 point, 48-47. He needed that round 5. It was an incomplete round, but you do score it in these situations.
Doug,
and I scored round 4 for Valerio, and that's why he's up by 1 point.
Doug, coming into that fifth round, I had it 38-38 in what I saw, which was most of round number 5. I do believe Valerio, with that body attack, was able to win that round 10-9. Right. I think this was a very, very tough but valuable learning experience for young Edgar Valerio.
I agree. Yeah, we both had it even, 38-38 after 4 rounds.
And a lot of credit to Manny Castro coming in and giving him a good scrap. And Joe Martinez, our ring announcer, is ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is stopped at 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Round number 5. We have completed 4 rounds, so we go to the scorecards. And here are the totals. Both judges, Raul Caiz and Jonathan Davis, have it 50-45. Max DeLuca, 49-46. All for your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated. Edgar Kidnessa Valerio.
So Valerio on the cards, a lot wider than you guys have him.
Right.
But he
He didn't need to sweat out that technical decision as we thought he might have to. But still, he had to deal with adversity.
You know, Doug, I think for as high as we are on Valerio, we still have to face this fact. Even though turning pro in 2012 is basically his, 4th year as a pro, he still only came in with about 6-7 fights. So there's still a lot of time here. I think there was a lot of development that was lost. He took a couple of years off.
Up next on Fight and Focus, it's Ring of Honor Wrestling. You're watching Ring of Honor, Kenny King versus Silas Young.
Opposed personalities.
Again, I don't know what that means, but I'll agree diametrically. Todd Sinclair holding up that prestigious title.
A lot of great individuals have held that championship. You think to Jay Lethal, Christopher Daniels, Kushida, Marty Skrull, one of the great television champions.
Very first title holder, Eddie Edwards.
Code of honor adhered to. And Kenny King, known as the pretty boy Pitbull, and he's been every bit of that, finding a bit of a mean streak. If you think back to Philadelphia, when Silas Young was gloating that he was the new television champion, Kenny King confronted him there. And he's really been on the attack, on the offensive, defeated Shane Taylor back at Honor Reigns Supreme.
I'll tell you what, you know, Todd Sinclair usually does such a great job. He's an unbelievable official, but just for him to even allow Malonis and Bruiser on the outside, I think it's a mistake on his part.
Well, time will tell, using referee's discretion there. Hammerlocks transitions into a snap mare, now drop down from Kenny King. Side headlock takeover.
Good class wrestling right here. That's what I like to see.
And if you heard him in the beginning of the bout called, it sounded like Silas calling a shot a little bit. He said he was going to wrestle tonight. He's traditionally a bit of a brawler.
Come on, Silas.
And look at these two monstrous men, Cole.
And look how they've paired themselves.
Into the rope, tries to roll him back up. Spinning heel kick, misses. Rolls him through. Drop kicks.
Oh,
there we go.
I was going to say evenly matched, but a little one-upsmanship by Kenny King. And like I said, Malonis and Bruiser have paired themselves. They've kind of positioned themselves around the ring.
And with such a big, important schedule coming up, more eyes on Ring of Honor than ever before. Manhattan Mayhem, less than a week away. It's going to be on Saturday, March 3rd. We're going to see tag team action, the two men in the main event at 16th anniversary. Jay Lethal on one side, Dalton Castle on the other. Captaining their teams with CMLL Stars. You know, Flip Gordon versus Cody will be on that card as well. Nice drop down. Going to be the New York debut of Ultimo Guerrero. Colt can't miss that. Nice drop toe hold. Side headlock for Kenny King. But what would it mean for Kenny King should he win here tonight, get through Manhattan Mayhem, and return to Las Vegas at 16th anniversary World Television Champion?
Yeah, I think it's important for him, and I think he expected to be the champion coming into that event. I think it was really taken away from him in New York. The confidence is still there with Kenny, though.
Come on.
Saw it a mile away, Ian.
Yeah, but Todd Sinclair didn't.
He should have seen it a mile away, too.
Well, maybe the idea of it, checking on Silas Young. As Kenny King now, he certainly sees it.
Thank you. If Todd's not going to do it, I know somebody who will.
Well, he talked about it, Colt, just the right man for the job.
I seen exactly what you two been doing. Now you're going to get what you deserve. You and you get your
There we go.
I mean, I should be the enforcer.
You want to leave me, Colt?
You can stay here, but these two, they got to leave.
You don't got to get home, but you got to get out of here, guys.
The great Jordan Peele said, get out.
Oh, but that created an opening for the television champion to attack Kenny King. And now going back to a hammerlock. Going back to that wrestling again. Silas Young, great wrestler, spin out by Kenny King.
Look at that, confidence is there. A one-on-one singles match is exactly what I like to see. And now, a total even playing field. Kenny King can be at his very best.
Saw that great float over hip toss into the arm drag, into the arm bar.
You can see the worry in Silas Young's body language.
You can. I mean, that's a safety blanket, Cole. I mean, for a man who's coming off the biggest wins of his career, defeated Jay Lethal back at Death Before Dishonor, and just on a path of destruction, winning that TV title at Final Battle. That little extra security's gone.
Little?
Oh! But now Kenny King up to the outside.
Yeah, and that's how to change the momentum. Silas Young thinking quick on his feet. Kenny King took a big tumble there, and Silas Young rolling out. Let's see if he takes advantage.
Silas Young now stalking King on the outside, staying on him. Good strategy here.
Well, I think his initial strategy was Malonis and Bruiser would take care of this right about now, and he'd be resting inside the ring.
Well, good audible. You know, so many, we talk about Silas Young and just really how great of a wrestler he has become. And that mental game has always been one of his strengths. Ooh. The champion in control here in our television main event, but will he leave Atlanta with the title? Fans, don't go anywhere. Back Ring of Honor fans, Theater Gabati, Colt Cabana. Whoa! ROH World Television title on the line.
Beautiful spin kick.
Incredible, taking the champion down.
Giving Kenny King a little time to regain his composure, put his plan back together. He's up to his feet first.
As the match resets, you're right, Colt. Kenny King with the advantage now. Delivering those rights. Staggering Young. So quick is King.
Silas heads outside.
Oh, maybe looking for that tornado, Colt. Ooh, nobody home.
On his feet, look out behind you though.
Oh, Silas Young, look at this.
Shades of Masawa.
Oh, there we go, Eddie Gordo connects, staggers Silas Young.
King! Oh!
But all kings meet their demise, Colt. And removed forcibly from his throne was Kenny King.
Got you, Kenny. Look what it got you.
Right in front of us now, Colt, Irish whip. Whoa! Oh!
Well, great use of the furniture over here at center stage. That was the Las Vegas Ninja Warrior right there.
And if you want to talk about audibles,
what's Kenny doing? Oh, he's got it. The selfie kid.
Ring of Honor Wrestling will be back after this. We're back with Ring of Honor Wrestling on Fight and Focus.
Brought you to the dance just as Young now changing his own gears, looking to maybe abandon the wrestling, go for more of the brawling style. Oh, Eddie Gordo blocked.
Great block.
I don't think so.
Kick caught. Oh, look at this. Hasn't been a bad one. Oh, Young gets out of it. Spinebuster.
Set him up.
1, 2 to champion. No. Wow.
And I don't know if we could take a look at that. There was a hiccup. And then Kenny was happy to throw him on his feet, only to scoop him up and spinebuster him down. Great move by Kenny King, unable to finish it off though.
And as much as this has been a war, Colt, these are two.
Cash out.
Oh, calling for the Royal Flush. I mean, these two guys have been in a war with one another, but this has been a great wrestling match, and they know the stakes, the championship, the money, the prestige that it carries. Royal Flush counter. Silas Young now sends the charging King into the corner. Oh, has him up, looking for the plunge. No, off the ropes he goes.
Oh, it's so back and forth with these guys right now. A human chess game.
Oh, has him up, fireman's carry. Oh, right to the eyes, didn't see it. Todd Sinclair didn't see it. Great positioning by Young. Oh, there you go, the full Nelson, then knee to the face. Oh, he could be looking for misery. Call, this could be it. Oh, misery block. Oh,
crucifix!
1, 2, no. 2 9/10.
Action still going though.
Oh, signature backbreaker. Finishes that great combination we're so used to seeing from Young.
The action has not stopped for, I feel, for the last 5 minutes.
Oh! Draping neck breaker. Rolls him over, hooks the leg. 2, Silas Young, no!
Barely. As you hear the appreciation from the crowd here at center stage. Kenny King escaping and keeping this match alive.
I'm starting to wonder, Colton, I'm pretty sure Silas Young is too. Where does he have to go? To what depths does he have to reach to defend his television title here in Atlanta?
Well, probably a beer bottle is what he's thinking, but Malonis and Bruiser have gotten rid of it.
There we go, that roll through. Fireman's carry. And like Bernie the Brewer looking to make the plunge. Oh, Kenny King, look at this. Oh, has him off, Fireman's carry. Royal Flush into it, it's a great on 1,
counter.
2, no. Just a 2 count.
Incredible counter wrestling we've seen here so far from both of these athletes.
Oh, look at this. Colt. Silas Young in trouble, center of the ring. Nowhere to go. But He's look at that leg. He's using that leg, pushing off with that left elbow, and he gets to the rope.
See that right knee pushing his momentum, and out he goes. Good move by Silas. You got to slow this thing down.
The action, Colt, you're absolutely right, has been non-stop. This sold-out crowd here in Atlanta. Been very appreciative, as the crowd's less than a week away, and Manhattan Mayhem will be on Honor Club. And then for Honor Club VIP and on pay-per-view, 16th anniversary in under 2 weeks, Friday, March 9th. Super Card of Honor, Saturday, April 7th. But right now is an amazing main event, television main event for the World Television title. Colt.
Silas Young was done. I think he called it quits.
Can you blame him? I mean, countouts, you don't lose the championship.
And there he goes again. This is now his new move. About 4 different game plans by Silas Young so far. Here's his next one.
Todd Sinclair letting them fight. Sinclair letting King bring Young into the ring. Smart move. We want a winner here, folks.
And now Silas with a new strategy. He's wrapping up his fist.
Oh, no!
Sinclair says no thank you, but as he does that, a shot to the midsection.
Oh, no. Silas Young looking for this plunge. He does so well into the Arabian. Got
thing
all
of
of it.
beauty.
1, 2. No! And Kenny King kicks out, and Atlanta is in disbelief.
Well, after that rope shot behind the back of Todd Sinclair, still unable to put away Kenny King, and that is the fighting spirit of a champion right there in Kenny King.
Huh? You gonna beat me today? Yeah? I'm gonna beat you every day. You always gonna beat me. I got you every day.
Oh, and now a forearm connects on Silas Young. The champion retaliates with one of his own. King connects. Delivers another. And another. And this great main event, who will emerge World Television Champion? Title hanging in the balance. And Colt, this is our main event this week. Next week, Punishment Martinez, Marty Skrull take on Dalton Castle and Jay Lethal. But right now, Kenny King, Silas Young. One heck of a match. Irish whip reversed. Oh, delivers a big right. Irish whip. Oh, Kenny King. Look at that great roll up.
It's tight.
1, 2, 3. New champion. We got a new champion.
The winner of the match and new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Kenny King.
Colt, the crowd has become unglued.
I'm unglued. Huge moment here in the history of Ring of Honor. Right here on television.
And Kenny King jubilant, exuberant.
On the next episode of Fight and Focus, be prepared for some serious action. Dive deep into the world of professional MMA. Expect boxing and kickboxing. Strap yourself in for some solid pro wrestling action. That's all for today, Fight fans. Tune in next week for more excitement from the world of combat sports. Download the Fight TV app from Google Play and the iTunes Store.